Welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight we're expecting a blackout as the alternate road jerseys here. The Tigers will wear them tonight at home against American International. Number 16, Eric Brown, the junior forward from Keene, Ontario, off to a strong start this season. He leads the Tigers in goals scored with 4 in the first 5 games. He'll join our Kim Bernson on the bench in just a bit. You are watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. And over the next half hour, we'll talk live with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson. John and Gene will tell us who they think we should be keeping an eye on here tonight. Plus, senior captain Brady Norrish will stop by the set as his season has once again been cut short by injury. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone pregame live, streaming all season long on RITSZ.com. Well, the last time we saw the Tigers, they had just wrapped up a disastrous weekend series with Union and RPI. RIT allowing 14 goals in those 2 games, the most ever allowed in a single weekend in the history of the program. Last week, however, the Tigers made the trip down to West Point to open conference play against Army in what is always a physical matchup between these 2 schools. The Tigers found themselves in an early hole, late first period. Michael Wilson gets by Chris McKay and scores to put the Cadets up 2 after 1 period of play. But RIT got it going in the second period. Jordan Peacock planting himself in front of the net, that big frame, and he gets it done, putting in the rebound for his first goal of the year. Tigers back within 1. They were just getting started. Over 2 minutes later, Matt App scores to tie the game at 2. Tigers would get a power play opportunity, and Adam Brubaker would capitalize. The big windup. Brew picks up his first goal. RIT led 3-2, and then on the power play, Matt App, his second of the night, 4-2 RIT after 2. But Army would answer in the third. Tipper Higgins beats Logan Drackett to make it a 1-goal game. Higgins parking himself in front of the net, taking the feed and putting it home for the goal. But RIT would not let up. Gabe Valenzuela in front to score. That proved to be the game winner as they took game 1 of the weekend series by a final of 5-4. How about last Saturday night? RIT went for the weekend sweep of Army. Ryan Kruper seeing his first action of the season, picking up his first goal right there in a 1-0 RIT lead. Second period, 50 seconds in. Army on the power play. Tyler Fram beating Logan Drackett to tie the game at 1. Drackett not able to rotate back in time on that one. It would stay that way while the Tigers tested Cole Bruns. Chris McKay with the backhander in front, but Bruns covered up the loose puck. Later, RIT with numbers, but Chase Norrish puts his shot up and over the net. A missed opportunity there. Sean Cameron would also get a chance on the break, but Cameron can't get the lift on the puck. Bruns making another stop. Late third, RIT finally breaking the 1-1 tie. Jordan Peacock is second of the weekend. Eric Brown would add an empty netter. RIT picked up 2 big conference victories, beating Army by a final of 3-1. Joined now by the head coach of the RIT Tigers, Wayne Wilson. And coach, a big weekend last weekend at Army. What can you take from that? Positives can you take away from that weekend?
Well, it gives us confidence going into this weekend, and we needed some wins to get our confidence. But every weekend is going to be a challenge right through the whole year, as we're finding out real quickly here. And so every team that we play is going to be a little bit different. This team's a very good team in transition. They got a lot of skill. Army was a more physical team, so a little different type of game. So we got to be, our structure defensively has to be really strong here tonight. And we should start feeling a little better about our game, but we've got to show improvement every weekend and every period, and that's what we're looking to do this weekend.
You mentioned to me earlier this week you haven't settled on a number 1 goaltender, but Logan will make his 4th straight start here this weekend. We talked about rhythm and goaltenders wanting to get back out there after success. How important is that?
Well, I think it is a little bit more important in the college game because you go such a long period of time between games. It's not those 3 games in 3 nights, and you can get some people in there. So for him, he's playing well, and we just want to continue to see where his growth takes him. And we know we've got 2 guys behind him that are also very anxious to get in the net, and we're going to have to figure that out as a coaching staff. But for the players, they've just got to, once you get the nod to play, you've got to be able to play and do well. And for the coaches, let us make those tough decisions.
Usually home is been good to you. Last season, not so much. How important is defending that home ice on this schedule? How much have you stressed that to the team?
Absolutely. We have not played well at home, and that's something we've got to do a much better job of, and I don't know what the reason is. Obviously, our building's always exciting to play in. Our fans are great, but I think that picks up the other teams that come into our building. So I think we've got to not take our home ice advantage for granted, and we've got to build off of momentum whenever we can. And getting off the good starts and getting the first goal and things like that are all contributing factors on having a good home record.
And AIC here tonight, only one win, but it was a big one down at Penn State. What do you look at with them?
Well, they've got some ties. They've got a win against Penn State, who was ranked. We saw them play, and actually in the loss, I happened to, they played out on a Thursday night. I happened to catch the third period there, and I thought they won the third period. They must have dug themselves a pretty good hole in that particular game. So very dangerous team if you take them lightly. They're going to work hard right to the end. We've got to get off to a good start and play a complete 60 minutes in order to get the 2 points tonight.
All right, well, best of luck to you here tonight. And they always say you look good, you play good, and those black jerseys look pretty good here tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see how the Tigers do.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll check back with you at the postgame. Well, it's never too early to see how the Atlantic Hockey fares, and we'll take a look at the standing. A team that has struggled in conference a year ago sits in a three-way tie. Niagara, after starting conference play, is 3-0 in conference. RIT also unbeaten in conference play with the 2 wins last weekend, 2 points behind, along with 4 other schools. Tonight's opponent, AIC, has just 2 points after 2 ties with Bentley. Well, this weekend will mark the only meeting between the Tigers and Yellow Jackets again this year. RIT and AIC met just one time last season as they split 2 games down in Springfield. Let's head down rinkside where Kim Bernson is standing by live with junior Eric Brown, who's had great success against the Yellow Jackets in the first 2 seasons, contributing 3 goals and 2 assists. Good evening, Kim.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Eric, you guys are coming off of 2 wins on the road. Kind of feels like you have a fresh start here at home. What was the vibe like in the locker room?
The guys are really excited. We know that we need to start winning at home. We've always been good on the road, so coming off a weekend where we beat the top seed currently, both games, we're feeling pretty good. But we know sometimes we have trouble here at home, and we need to come out here. We need to defend our home and prove to the rest of the league that they can't walk into this building and take points from us. So,
thanks so much, Eric. Good luck tonight. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Kim, thanks so much. We'll look forward to your reports throughout the night. Well, still to come on the program, we'll hear from the Yellow Jackets as they seek their first win in conference this season, plus heartbreak for RIT senior defenseman Brady Norrish as his season has been cut short once again after tearing that ACL once again. He will join us next. This is RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live.
His footing. Here's Powell. Mitchell cutting it out. Powell. Mitchell scores just over the line. Tigers lead 1-0. It over to Mitchell. Down low this goes. Valenzuela, 5-on-3 advantage. Brady Norrish. So AIC setting up a triangle here. Cairns fires, scores! Liam Cairns with his 6th of the season on the power play. 2-0 RIT. Powell in the near corner. Powell gets it back. Shoots, save made, rebound in front. Powell puts it in. John Ear, the amazing Kreskin, it's 3-0. And ahead this goes to May. John O'May, the quick shot, and scores from the high slot. It's a 1-goal game with 13:33 remaining. 28 seconds remaining in regulation. Held in by DeBrincat, long shot, Amato with the save.
Biggest save of the night for Amato. He saw it the whole time.
8 seconds remaining. Can the Tigers get the clear? They cannot. Still in the zone. Norris tying up 2-1. And the Tigers have held on for the 3-2 win. And congratulations to Nick Amato picking up his first collegiate win.
Oh, a great moment for Nick Amato there, coming up from the club team that year to get the victory. This has been a series dominated by RIT. Tigers are 29-5-3 all-time against AIC, including an impressive record over the last 10 meetings that has seen the Tigers go unbeaten in 8 of those matchups. And you don't see it here, but on home ice, RIT has lost only 2 of the 21 meetings here in Rochester. Well, American International is one of the original members of what was the MAC Conference and has been known as the Atlantic Hockey since 2003. Of the 11 teams currently in the league, only Niagara and AIC have never reached the conference championship game. The Yellow Jackets were out on the ice this morning here at the Policini Center. They're led by second-year head coach Eric Lang, who's an AIC hockey alum. Lang is well aware of the struggles the Yellow Jackets have endured on the ice over the years, but he's hoping to turn that around. And while AIC only has 1 victory coming into tonight, it was a major one, as we mentioned earlier. The Yellow Jackets recorded the biggest upset in program history after knocking off 11th-ranked Penn State and Happy Valley just 2 weeks ago.
For us right now, a team in transition, to go to a tough place to win and get a W. It was just good to see smiles in the locker room, to be honest, after the game. And even prior to that, we felt like we were playing some really good hockey games and just not getting the result we're looking for. So here we are.
How tough is it to kind of turn things around? You know, things haven't gone well. There's been struggles over the years. How do you change the culture, I guess, on the ice and get these guys believing?
No, sure. I think you just hit it right on the head there. It starts with our culture, and we talk about making sure we guard our culture every day. And we've got some really good kids here, guys that care about the program, guys that are invested in the program. And, you know, for us, it's been a little bit of crawl, walk, run. And, you know, that's the motto we're following, and sometimes we're celebrating small victories here. But at the end of the day, this is a result-oriented business, and you know, we certainly want to start tallying up some more wins as we move along here.
I think we have the right tools to you know, take a step forward this season, and I think we just need to play a better overall game, you know, defensive zone and offensive zone. Just kind of get a little bond with this team, because we got some young guys, so we're going to carry that out the next few years. And I think if we just kind of grow as a unit, we'll have a pretty good next few years.
Yeah, AIC coach Eric Lang believes his team should probably be 2-2 in conference this year instead of 0-2-2. He said last week that being young and inexperienced becomes a lousy excuse for not closing out games. We bring in Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio. And guys, while the Yellow Jackets want to keep progressing this season, the Tigers are looking to build off of last weekend's sweep of Army as well. And most importantly, as we've already talked about, they need to take care of business on home ice.
Yeah, Kevin, it would be nice to win a couple here this weekend. Good evening to you, and good evening, John DiTullio. This is a Tiger team coming off of 2 wins over Army, battling back, helping the blue line. Matt App, pretty nice weekend down at West Point.
Matt App with 2 goals on Friday night, talking with Wayne. He goes, we need to get our confidence back, which they did, and he really stressed, he goes, following last weekend's sweep at Army, now we're just starting to scratch the surface on how good we can be this season.
Well, for this American International team, more the stress on international.
Ooh, yeah.
6 countries represented in their lineup: Latvia, Sweden, Norway, Canada, the Czech Republic, and of course the United States. One of those players being Sean McBride, their center, the leader in points on this team.
Leader in points will anchors their second line. Kid, a dynamic player, stands at 6'2", 200 pounds, as you mentioned. Having a great year, great start, 4 goals this year. He's their leading scorer. Talk with Wayne, one of the guys you got to keep your eye on, because this team likes to get the puck and they like to push the puck. And the reason they do it so well is because of him, McBride.
Yeah, they can roll a couple of lines here, and that's the reason why they beat Penn State there. Now for the RIT Tigers, one player that stepped forward nicely is Abrit Gerdukis. He's your leader in points for the Tigers.
Gerdukis is on a 3-game point streak right now. He leads the team with 7 points, also one of their best defensive forwards as well. Wayne really high on the year that Abrit Gerdukis is having, showing tremendous leadership on and off the ice as well. No question, big year so far for number 7.
Johnny, I love these new uniforms.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
If they win, what do you do? Wear black.
You're
keep
wearing
it
black.
going. Keep it going, Chino. You know, who's more superstitious than hockey players? Keep it going, my friend. You keep it going.
Keep it going. Keys tonight for a win for the Tigers.
Well, you mentioned it. You know, how about some home cooking? Conference play since this building opened, 27-31-9. That's just not good enough. And you got the balancing act. Jordan Peacock has scored a goal in 3 straight games. Sean Cameron and Miles Powell, he's 1 assist in 3 games. It's that balance scoring which has really sparked the Tigers last week. and play your game. Don't get caught up in trying going up and down with AIC. Play your game, stay with your game plan, and get the 2 points.
Logan Drackett, we've seen the good and the bad.
Yeah.
He was very good against Northeastern, not so good, but down at West Point, very good once again. So we'll see how the freshman is on home ice tonight.
Good Friday, really good on Saturday. Wayne said he got some help. He didn't get much help the weekend prior to that against Union and RPI, but he got help from his blue line, but he really played well last Saturday. Wayne really anxious to see how he comes back tonight.
Kevin, opportunity for the Tigers to pick up some points here this weekend. We're looking forward to calling the Men in Black here coming up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we match a little bit tonight with them. I think we should keep it going. All right, guys, we'll check back with you at the top of the hour. Thanks so much. Well, I'm joined now by senior captain and RIT defenseman Brady Norris, who, as you may already know, will miss the remainder of the season after tearing his ACL once again. First off, Brady, thanks so much for joining me here tonight. And I wish it was under better circumstances. Obviously, you play that first game of the season against Northeastern. You come back to practice the next week, re-injure the ACL. Did you know right away that you were out?
To be honest, I didn't think too much of it. I knew that I heard it because I kind of went down and I was like, whoa, it was a really funny feeling. But it was a little similar to the first time that I had torn it. So I kind of go, oh, geez. I had to get helped up because I didn't really get up right away, and that's not like me. I figured I kind of had to push through it, so I tried skating a little bit, and it held good. I actually ended up finishing practice, and I practiced the next day, but I knew that something still wasn't right. Yep. So I ended up getting the MRI, and it came back positive that I did tear my ACL again.
Unfortunately, you're going to have surgery on Monday to repair that. Did you give much thought, this being your senior year, to applying for a medical redshirt and possibly coming back to RIT?
I did. At first, it didn't really kind of even occur to me that I could redshirt. I thought about it. I took some time to weigh out my options, but I think it's time to move on and kind of look forward. But at the same time, I still want to be here to help the guys to have a great season.
Is it hard to comprehend, not having been through this myself, but there's been so many athletes that have gone through this, but to have to go through it again, is that the toughest part, to knowing what lies ahead for you?
Yeah, well, throughout the process, you meet people who've torn their ACLs, and I've actually run into some people who've torn it 3 times. And I couldn't even imagine doing it twice now, but it kind of just reminds you that you could be worse. My situation is tough, but at the same time, there is hope. So the best thing that you can really do is kind of just look forward and go with the process and rehab the heck out of it.
You talked about looking forward beyond RIT. You will graduate in May. Yep. You'll have your degree, but there's also interest of playing beyond at the next level. Are you confident that that's possible?
I think so. You want to hope for that, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to play at another level. Again, the main thing that I'm thinking of right now is just rehabbing, but at the same time, that kind of did not sway me, but give me a little bit more support towards this decision that I did make. Right now I'm just focusing on the guys.
Well, obviously, you had some great moments here. You don't want to look at the bad, even though it feels bad right now. 2 conference championships, some NCAA appearances, and so many accolades along the way. Congratulations on a tremendous career here at RIT. We're sorry we won't be able to see you play much longer, but we wish you the best of luck in the future.
Well, thank you very much.
Excellent. Brady Norris joining us here tonight on RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Well, still to come on the show, what does President Munson think about athletics at RIT? We'll revisit our conversation with RIT's new leader next. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Back with you live from the Gene Policini Center, where the first 1,000 students get in free tonight thanks to Student Auxiliary Services, and the first 3,000 fans receive a blackout t-shirt as well. A lot of fans wearing those as we are less than 15 minutes away from face-off between RIT and AIC. Well, in June, the RIT community bid farewell to Bill Dessler after more than 40 years in higher education and 10 years as RIT's president. On July 1st, Dr. David Munson Jr. became the Institute's 10th president. Last month, we went one-on-one with the Institute's new leader to discuss what he envisions for the future of RIT athletics.
President Munson is a big sports fan who understands what athletics mean to a college community.
I think athletics are important for a couple of reasons. Number one, we want to attract the best students to our campus, and that includes students who want to be involved in athletics. But also, of course, athletics creates a strong spirit among the student body and alumni, and really adds to the vibrancy of our campus.
When you look at RIT athletically, what comes to mind? What do you see at first glance?
What I see is serious students who are also good athletes, and I like that. And it certainly has been brought to my attention that the average GPA for our student athletes is higher than the campus average, and that's quite a statistic.
The athletic department has enjoyed tremendous growth and success over the past decade, prompting Dr. Munson to ask an interesting question to the campus in August.
What about athletics? As you heard earlier, the program is doing really well. But what if we built a program that was perennially ranked among the very top in the nation in Division III, year after year? Would that further enliven our campus? Would it help us attract even better student athletes? We have a lot of those already. Would the investment be worth it?
That's a question I'm asking around campus and trying to prompt us to think about this, because it may be that if we offer some modest improvements in our facilities, and there are a lot of different things that have been talked about, we may attract even better student athletes, and we may create an even more vibrant campus, and so that perhaps will be very worthwhile.
Fundraising will be a major focus during Dr. Munson's tenure. He's open to adding more endowed coaching positions, and a new outdoor stadium for soccer and lacrosse has been discussed. But what about Division I across the board?
Some people that are asking about the possibility of moving to Division I at some point. I don't think that's totally off the table, but that's nowhere near the top of my agenda. And so if that were to occur, I think that would be a long time from now. Going to Division I across the board, it certainly would be costly and sort of all-consuming, if you will. The easiest way to make a go of it is if you can have a really outstanding football team in one of the top conferences, because then that becomes the revenue sport that can literally pay for the entire program. And so at Michigan, the athletic program does not receive any support from the parent university. But of course, that's not the story at most universities in the U.S., and so we've got to be a little bit cautious about this.
I know it might be hard to think about it at this point, just 4 months into your tenure here, but where do you see the athletic program here at RIT maybe 5, 10 years down the road?
My dream would be that the sort of thing that I've kind of posited out there. There is this mythical sort of national championship at each division level in the NCAA. I would like to see us place regularly in the top 5 if we thought that were possible. And so we'll be looking at that and trying to assess what sorts of resources might be needed to make that happen, and then to make a determination as to whether, quote, it would be worth it.
Well, for those wondering, Dr. Munson told us there are no plans at this time to bring back football at RIT. Many around here like to say it's a sport we've been undefeated in since 1978. Well, it's hockey night here at the Policini Center as we are closing in on game time. When we come back, we'll get you back upstairs to John and Gene. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. Tomorrow night is American Sign Language Appreciation Night here at the Policini, and they're hoping to break a Guinness record for most people taking a sign language class during the first intermission. If you'd like to join us, tickets are still available. You can purchase seats for as low as $6 by visiting the Policini Center box office by calling 475-4121 or online at rittickets.com. Just a reminder, we are back with you tomorrow night as the Tigers and Yellow Jackets wrap up their weekend series. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders, followed by RIT and AIC. 7:05 face-off on CW Rochester and our website, ritsc.com. And coming up on tomorrow's show, we'll share our interview with RIT freshman goaltender Logan Drackett. Drackett tells us the real reason why he comes out of the net to play the puck so often. Join us for his surprising answer. That comes up tomorrow, 6:30 on Pregame Live. Well, that will do it for us. Up next, John, Gene, and Kim join us as RIT looks to make it 3 wins in a row as they face American International. We'll see you back here for the intermission report. Enjoy the game, everyone. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.